Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 Let's Play. So, after doing wave motions the second time, just like the first time, just led to fucking nowhere. Go figure. That apparently this lady in waiting is telling us how we can progress to the next stage. But fuck that bitch, because we're going to be doing a couple side missions before we have to talk to the bishop of the town in order for us to progress with the story. So now at this point we can finally invest in the gems now. And I'm not gonna lie, this is probably my favorite part of Sonic's story, these gems right here. For reasons I'll explain in a bit, but let's show them off. Let's show off the green gem. The green gem is emits this whirlwind attack, and it takes enemies in a certain radius and whatnot, and you know, I wish you could move around with it, but you can only stand still. It's not too bad. But the blue gem here allows us to dash, which frankly, to tell you the truth, it's a speed that Sonic should be going and everything like that. But, you know, with the dash, you dash, you know, dash. With the blue gem, sorry. When you talk really fast like me, or when you're trying to explain things, you know, you could lose trail of thought. You know, the blue gem, you know, allows Sonic to dash whenever time he needs to, but your controls are still worse than before, so yeah. And I also showed off the red gem there, which is pretty much, I guess you could say, it's like a chaos control because it slows down everything. Slows down people, slows down enemies, slows down even the timer at the very top left of the screen. It slows down everything. And what I just did was the Sonic Man race, which apparently this guy thinks he's the real Sonic the Hedgehog and challenged us to a race. We beat him, and now he thinks now he knows we're the real Sonic the Hedgehog. And I wish there was an option to take off that ridiculous helmet of his, but you know what? I probably have something like that in my closet too. Now, you guys are probably thinking, Ethan, how are you using these gems without any consequences whatsoever? Because, you know, something like that, especially something game-breaking, should be, you know, limited. Well, this is something I probably should have explained a bit when we were doing the Sonic and Elise missions. I never got to actually talking about it because I guess it just slipped my mind or something like that. But you probably noticed that meter at the bottom right corner. 1 second, folks. Right now, we're just about to do my least favorite mission in the entire game. This is Aristo, which I'm pretty sure is a play on words for Aristotle, but we're doing his mission, and his mission is counting boxes. So yeah, you could press the pause button and count how many boxes that you want. So, you know, you could get a better estimate. So there's about 4 boxes that you can see. You know, there's 2 stacked in the back and whatnot. So, you know, you talk to him, and then he'll ask you, there's a set of boxes here. You just, you know, hit the box with the correct number. The number was 4 boxes, so hit the number 4 box, and then you're correct. So you're probably looking at this and thinking, Ethan, this mission doesn't look too bad. Why do you hate it so much? Well, for many reasons. Guys, I explained already at the very beginning of the game that these load screens occupy so much. This is the level, or this is the mission that'll make you hate them the most. Because to start the mission, you know, 20 seconds later, he'll tell you what your objective is. 20 seconds later, he'll ask you the question. 20 seconds later, you give him your answer. 20 seconds later, he congratulates or fails you. 20 seconds later, you get the next question. It's this mission is why I hate fucking the loading screens. Because think about it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm literally editing all these loading screens because this is a 15 to 20 second loading screen that you'll be watching, and lucky for you guys, I am cutting most of them out. This is the part of the part that I had to edit a lot because the damn loading screens, they're abysmal. They're just retarded. I hate them. But if you want to know the answer to the whole mission, the answer is 479999. And if you just do that, you know, you'll easily S-rank it whatsoever. You know, write it on a piece of paper or have it on my phone like I did. Because I still have it on my phone from the last time I did this LP. But that mission right there is just why I hate the loading screen so much. But going back to what I said about the bar down there, yeah, like I said, I should have probably explained this during the Sonic and Elise levels that we were doing. That bar right there is supposed to be a little meter for the gems itself, to make you use the gems only for a limited time. Unfortunately, it wasn't fully programmed, so you can abuse the gems as much as you like. Now, when you're doing the Sonic and Elise levels, when you emit that shield, the meter does go down. But when it's just Sonic the Hedgehog by himself, with the gems, it's not coded properly, so you can abuse the hell out of these things. They coded it right with Silver, they coded it right with Shadow. How the hell do you fuck that up? Seriously, how can you mess up something like that? I just don't understand. It doesn't seem like something that would take too long to code in, but come on. What? Whatever. Anywho, now since we find the bishop of the town, before we could go... bishop? I think I said bishop. Shit. I found the bishop of the town, but before we could go into Kingdom Valley, which is our next stage, we gotta do the Trials of Solenna.
Touching a warp hole will send me far away in a flash.
The Trials of Solenna are 3 side missions that we have to do. We do get ranked for them. They're completely pointless. The one we're doing is the test of intelligence, if I remembered, and this one can be kind of a pain in the ass because, ladies and gentlemen, when he heard Sonic say touching a warp gate would send him far away in a flash, he is not fucking kidding, because these things are definitely instantaneous. Because if you go through the warp hole, you will get instantly transmitted to the next area. And it's also, a memory game too. See, I fucked up there, and because I was off maybe by 5 seconds or something like that, I was shot from the S rank. But going back to the whole instant warp hole thing is that, since it's instant, you want to be careful with your momentum, because if you're a homing attack through that thing, your homing attack could carry on with you to the other side, would make you careening off like one of the treetops, and that could be very annoying. But if you do the thing I did the second time and go the right direction, you'll get the S ring easy, and, that's just the test of intelligence. But now we're doing the test of courage, which is, pretty much destroying more Eggman mooks, but this time, we have no rings. So, yeah, die once, and you have to sit through another 20-second load time to get out of it, then talk to him, then 20 seconds later for the objective, and 20 seconds later just to get back in. Do not die. I remember, and I can recall, the first time I did this LP, I died at least about 5 or 6 times. Do you know how aggravating that was to sit through? I literally sit through, like, think about it. That's like 3 or 4 loading screens you're sitting through. So, yeah, times that by 5 or 6, and that's how many loading screens you're looking at. And it's just, God, it's so fucking annoying. My best advice for you is, abuse the hell out of that red gem, because, it slows down the meter too, and slows down the enemies also. Use the bounce bracelet to your advantage, and also use, homing attack if you can and whatnot. Just use whatever you can. The red gem's the best thing to do and whatnot. It really is. It's the best thing to use in this whole entire mission. Just be careful with the enemy's hitboxes, or the collision box, whatever it is, but because it can be a bit finicky and you can get hit by it, and remember, one hit and you're dead. And because I abused the hell out of that red gem, I was able to easily get the S rank with no problem whatsoever. Using that red gem will guarantee you the S rank. Even if you're a precautious person and want to take your sweet damn time with the mission, you'll get the S rank no matter what, but just don't take too long. And now it's time for the most pointless side mission in the entire game, the Test of Love. What is it? Well, we have a choice. We can either choose either Elise or Amy Rose. Elise is on the left while Amy Rose is on the right.
Choose me, won't you, Sonic? I'll be waiting over to the right. Sonic, you came!
All we need to do is just jump to the portal, choose, talk to the guy, and that's it. That's the whole side mission. There is no point to this side mission whatsoever. That guy's lying out of his ass. There's no ultimatum to this thing or anything like that. You choose whatever one. Doesn't matter who you pick. Amy or Elise, doesn't matter. You'll still get the S rank as long as you just do it quickly. I chose Amy Rose because that's more the sensible type. If you see something between the whole Sonic and Elise relationship, then that's just a topic I'm not going to go much into. But now we have to ride this eagle up to Kingdom Valley here, and so we can get to the portal. And oh my God, Tails, you son of a bitch, you were already up here. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I guess the days of Sonic 3 and Knuckles were a thing in the past.
look like you're in a hurry. So, what's going on? Circumstances have changed. I need to rescue the princess.
Okay, so Silver's suddenly our friend now. Okay. I wonder what happened. I guess Shadow probably gave him the beating of his life, or maybe something else. But then again, I can't wait till we actually get to see that cutscene. I'm sorry for the maniacal laugh there, ladies and gentlemen. It's probably one of my favorite cutscenes of the game, and we will experience it once we get to Silver's story. But it's a good thing that Sonic doesn't really hold that many grudges, so that way, you know, he's kind of like Goku in a sense. So yeah, Silver's apparently our friend now. We'll dive more into that when we actually get to his story. But folks, now we're going to be doing probably Sonic's longest stage in the entire game, Kingdom Valley, and this is actually the level that you played in the demo of the game, and this was also shown at the at E3, I think, in like 2005. And this level is pretty much the best way to compare what the beta and alpha versions of Sonic 06 compared to this quote-unquote final product is that, you know, one thing that you could definitely tell is that, you know, the physics and, you know, the control were a bit better in the demo, and even in the alpha and beta demo they looked nice. And they also had this other thing with this illusion that when Sonic was grinding on a rail, or when he was going real fast in the Mach Speed section, the camera would kind of zoom backwards a bit and kind of gave the illusion that you were going really fast. And also for the Mach Speed section here, there was also like all sorts of cool like particle effects and whatnot. There was like water, you know, all sorts of like splashes of water and everything like that. And unfortunately, we can't see that here. And you know, those are the alpha builds and the beta builds of a game, and they take them out. It's just what? It's those reasons why people, you know, despise this game, and it just, I also question it too. It's like, the fuck? Why would you take something like that out? I don't understand why. If it's not broken, then don't take it out. You know, there's definitely a lot of videos so you can see of E3 footage and, you know, watching the final project and everything like that, all in the works. And, you know, do the whole comparisons and whatnot. Trust me, there's a lot of videos that you can find and everything like that. Now we're playing as Silver the Hedgehog, the new kid on the block. And as we probably saw from this psychokinetic craze Hedgehog, is that he has the power of telekinetic powers. So he's able to grab objects, bend metal, and pretty much his whole basis of attack is just picking up shit and throwing it at enemies. And folks, we've seen him in cutscenes beforehand, and we'll see him in more of his cutscenes once we get to his story, because his story will be the next story I'll be tackling on after we're done with Sonic's. And you'll see him do all this stuff, you know, those psychic Hadoukens, psychic Hadoukens and all that shit. He'll never get that powerful. It's kind of disappointing, but I'll go more into detail once we actually get into his story. But, you know, we should be almost done with Sonic's story. We should have 2 more parts left after this one. So, you know, with Silver, we could pick up enemies, you know, chuck them. And we could also pick up their items and, you know, weapons and chuck them at them too. You know, it's like, Silver's cool for a concept idea, but like how he was, they did capitalize him very well, and the execution was kind of meh. So yeah, it's for those reasons why I really don't like Silver in this game. Other reasons too, but like I said, I'll go more into a greater detail when we actually get to his story. But on the other hand, talking about Kingdom Valley itself, I really have not that much of a strong opinion about this level, to tell you the truth. If I could give credit to the very first part that we were at, is that it does have a lot of ways to get to the end, but it also has a lot of padding in it too, as you could, as you probably saw, those those grind rails that were made out of the wind, which frankly are grinding on air, which I don't really understand whatsoever. It really doesn't make any sense, but hey, if Sonic could breathe through space, I guess he could grind on air. Just don't question that shit, just go with it. It's a Sonic game, that's all you can do. But just, I don't know why they had to have that air grinding in there too. Like I said, there's a lot of ways you could get to the end and everything like that, but you'll most likely take the air grinding way, and that's not really that impressive. I mean, there's other ways that you could take, like I said, but it's just not impressive. And there was really no point to actually do that Silver the Hedgehog part, because Sonic was already up where the eagle was and whatnot, and Silver was nowhere to be found. So yeah, that part was completely pointless. Why am I not surprised? Now we're at the third part of Kingdom Valley's stage, and this is probably the part where a lot of things get pretty automated. In fact, a lot of things in Kingdom Valley can be pretty automated, I'm not gonna lie. And of course, we're going on grind rails and whatnot, and they're made out of the wind. Don't know how that works. Seriously, I don't know how that works. I missed that rainbow ring so bad that I want it again, and I kind of lose track of where I'm supposed to go. Because, I thought that I was going in the wrong direction or something like that. In fact, I actually took a little shortcut by breaking through that pane glass there. And I'm going over here because I thought, oh, okay, so this is where I go. Because, folks, level design like this, if you're able to break some shit, that's fine. If you could take some shortcuts and whatnot, but it's stuff like this, you can easily lose track of yourself. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going back on the same grind rail I was on. And I thought I was going in the right direction, but no, I'm going in the wrong direction. And sooner or later, this this grind rail will disappear, ladies and gentlemen, and it careens me to my death. So, it's if you're gonna have certain level design like this, at least give some indication of like this is the area where you need to go. But folks, I would abuse more of the gems and everything like that. Like I'm using the red gem right now. It's really helpful, especially when you want to try to get those great ranks, especially when you're doing getting for silver, gold medals. But yeah, also there's this part of the game where the camera can be a bit finicky, and you have to jump on those ropes. It's not too bad, but if the camera worked a bit better, then probably wouldn't have that much trouble with that issue. And at that part I kind of screwed that up. I kind of hit one of the enemies into the pane glass. Actually, if you just have Sonic do the light speed dash at a pane glass, he goes face first, which I'm not gonna lie is probably really painful, and I kind of feel it too when I see it. Now look at this. That is a great animation for jumping from pillar to pillar. Not that whole T-pose that he does in the Mach Speed section, like he's being pulled by an invisible string. That's a great way to do it. It actually looks nice. It doesn't look cop out like it does in the Mach Speed section. It really does. Now, folks, I'm playing this game to my best of the abilities, and I am bad-mouthing this game at the same time. But, folks, Sonic 06 is an extreme disappointment to me, but is it the worst game I ever played? No. I have played worse games before. But this one, it's extreme disappointment, and to tell you the truth, this game has actually, over the years, have become more of a guilty pleasure for me, because I've touched this game more times than I should have. Or that I should have. And to tell you the truth, I'm more of careening that Shadow the Hedgehog is actually worse than this game to me. Now, my reasons, that's something I'm probably going to have to get back on, because I do need to think of the reasons why I despise Shadow the Hedgehog more than this game, other than, being one of my favorite Sonic characters of all time. They fucked up his game, but that's a really stupid reason. I need to think of some better ones. But, we're at the end of this stage for Sonic in. There's these enemies that appear behind you. You're supposed to leave them behind, you know, for Silver to take care of. But, you know, I take out a couple enemies, you know, for extra points and whatnot. Because this is kind of one of the stages that you can actually, you know, I'll actually get into more detail about that later. But anywho, we're at the final Mach Speed section of the game, ladies and gentlemen. And this is everybody's favorite Mach Speed section of the game. And though I can understand that, if you see the E3 demo that was shown, this place just looked a lot cooler. It just... God, the animation of him just jumping from building to building just, it aggravates the fuck out of me. It just looks so horribly done. I mean, in the beta and alpha version, you know, Sonic kind of was in his ball form like we saw earlier, and he had his feet out, you know, bracing himself, you know, for the landing. That looks so much cooler. Why did they have to take that out? I don't understand. And, you know, the particle effects of us, you know, running on the water were a lot cooler. And, you know, there was some puddles of water that's supposed to be all over the place, like these ones right here that had some sort of particle effect on it. They're so cool, but, just everything was scrapped, and I don't understand why. But, anywho, folks, 8 minutes and 23 seconds in, and that is Kingdom Valley. So, you know, folks, we are almost done with Sonic the Hedgehog story. We got one more level to do in the next part, so, you know... We'll continue on with part 9, so until then, I will see you guys till then. So, yeah, see you later, everybody.